welcome back to Brian's Art of Creation. And I got some more great inspiration. I hope you guys are enjoying everything I'm putting out. And hopefully you guys will get a lot out of this too. So, start off, I got an awesome topic, but before I do that, I got some great news for you guys. I had an awesome weekend. I was able to show my support at the Cure SMA Walk and Roll down in Maryland. And I met two of my new little heroes. They are twins that both have SMA, Bryce and James, as well as their parents. And it was awesome being able to meet them. In the next couple months, I'll be working on some little hero pieces for them. And I'm going to see what I can create. I was also able to visit with Macy and Colton. And I was able to give Colton his little piece. Theirs was painted, but here's the little hero for him. Colton driving his car. I'm also got my little Caden piece here, molded and cast. Now I just need to kind of finish cleaning them up and painting. It's going to be kind of like a little wolf canine type of character, made up as the Flash. So he's running, he's got his little trail. And hopefully I can get these painted up this week. That way I can send them out to him and his family and see how excited, see if he likes it, see how much his family likes it, and it's going to be awesome. So, getting into today's topic, I kind of got a lot on this and I'm going to get excited, so you guys are going to see me wave my hands around crazy, but hopefully you guys can follow along too as I start ranting and going in a few different directions. But today I want to talk about time and time mastery. A lot of people talk about time management and how to manage everything. I want to be able to master how I spend my days and how I set my days up and how I master the time that I have here. Because all of us know that we are all given 24 hours a day. Nobody gets any more, nobody gets any less. So there's no way that you can complain about I don't have enough time and that person can do anything they want. Every single one of us has the same amount of time. It's a valuable asset that once you spend or waste or use, it's something that goes away. You don't get any redos. The thing that's going to change between what you do and what that other person does is the choices that you make with what you do with your time. So a lot of people that come up and ask, and I've had a lot of people ask me, how do you get so much accomplished? How do you get so much done? Or, how do you find the time to do all of this? And the answer is simple, is that I make the time. I've met a few people that have come up and are like, oh, I would love to do this, and I would, I've been working on this dream or this dream project that I want to make for the last 3 or 4 years. I just don't have the time to do it. But the funny thing is that once you start looking into what they do, there'll be those types that work a full, they work full time, so they'll work a full 8 hours, but after they're done, they'll come home and they'll eat dinner and sit on the lunch and sit in front of the TV for an hour, or they'll play video games for 2 or 3 hours. Now, I'm not going to judge anybody based on how they want to live. If somebody else, is happy with doing that, then I'm all for that. That's awesome. However, you cannot be that type of person that spends 3 hours playing video games but then wants to complain about, I don't have the time to build this dream that I've been working on for the past 5 years. Because you're taking certain priorities over, this dream or passion. And you can't use that excuse of, I don't have enough time. Because I don't have that kind of time either. I make the time. Instead of, going out 5 nights a week drinking and spending a few hours every night, with friends at a bar or getting hangover or partying or doing things like that, I was putting in the time into my sculptures and trying to build a brand for myself. Instead of, spending 3 or 4 hours playing video games, I was, learning how to paint and learning how to sculpt or learning how to market and put myself out there. Now, I'm not going to try to tell anybody that this is the life that they should go after or that, they have to go hardcore or anything like that. It's a matter of figuring out what it is for you, because every single one of us is different. What is it that really juices you up and that you want to create? And what I'm going to try to get across with this video is how you can maximize the time that you have. And if it's something that you want to build a project or build a dream or a job or something like that with, how you can get the most out of your time. So diving into that, what we're going to go with is I want to start out with how to kind of get yourself into the state and into the mode of getting started, getting inspired. So to start out, first off, you have to discover what I like to call your prime time. And your prime time is the time that you're most energized, you're most excited, you're most ready to go. Sometimes, like I said, every one of us is different, so you're all going to have those different time frames. One thing is, I could give each and every one of you guys an extra hour in your day. I could tell you guys to wake up an extra hour, and you would have an extra hour to do whatever it is you wanted to. That's a fact, right? However, you might spend an entire hour, if you're not a morning person, you might spend an entire hour completing something that would have normally taken you 5 or 10 minutes. And that's not really making the best use of your time. So this is that time to kind of get self-aware and look at those things that you do and when you're most excited or most creative and most ready to go. So for me, I kind of have a morning time slot that I work from about 9 to 12. And then at night, I kind of get a second wind between 10 and midnight or 10 and 1. And so I kind of work both of them. But if you're a night owl, then definitely try to put in those hours at night. And look at that hour. So if you're most engaged, most ready to go from like 8 to 10 at night, take a look at your schedule and review what you're actually doing during that time frame. Are you most energized and you're sitting in front of the TV watching movies or playing video games or even doing chores? Take a look at that and say, can I eliminate that? Do I really need to be doing that? Or if I do, can I shift that towards another time to where it's not going to need my full focus and my full energy? And then after you're able to discover that, and you're able to discover your prime time and when you're most ready and amped up and ready to go, then I got a few more techniques to kind of get you into state. For most of us artists, we all know that once you get started, you kind of lose track of time and you just kind of drift away and time just kind of disappears. You'll go in and 5 or 6 hours later, you didn't even know passed, right? However, the hardest part is that first step. When you take that first step, a lot of people have trouble just getting up there because they're sitting around and they're thinking about it, or their mind starts creating their own version of stories. So what I like to do for myself is I have a few different techniques that kind of combine, and you guys will learn your own about what works for you and what doesn't. But the first thing that I do is I put my headphones on because that's something that gets me into state. I have big over-the-ear headphones that are basically noise-canceling headphones, and they kind of cut out the world. And with the music, I'm able to kind of drift into my own special place. The headphones cut out the rest of the world, and I'm able to just go in and create. The second thing that I do is I'll take my phone out and I set up timers for myself. Now, this does a few different things for me, and I'm going to kind of give a little bit of background on it. So what I learned and what I read about in the business world is one of the things that they did to increase productivity was they created something called the Pomodoro technique. And what it is you set up and you work for 25 minutes on one task, and with setting yourself up on a timer, you were able to pour a full focus into that one single task, and it's the most important task that needed to get completed. And then you would take a 5-minute break, and then you would go in and pour your full amount of focus into 25 minutes. And they were able to just get so much more accomplished and so much more done, and business would skyrocket. They weren't having the same issues they were having before. So for myself, what I did is I do 45 minutes, and then I'm supposed to take 15-minute breaks, and that's kind of how I have it set up. However, it's just something that kind of keeps track of time for me. Now, what it also does is is not only just force the focus, but it puts a certain mind, it puts my mind into a certain set of mindset. So let me try to explain that a little bit better. What it does is, for example, if I were just to say I'm going to go into a studio and create, my mind is going to be thinking, I'm going to go into the other room and start going into the easel for 5 or 6 hours. And I'm going to have to stand up the whole time. I'm going to have to do this. And then I'm going to be tired afterwards. I don't know if I really feel like getting up because I'm still tired right now. And when you have it open-ended like that, your mind can just start creating stories. And every single one of you guys know that. How about think about one of those times when you wanted to do something and your mind just started going in all different directions. Even things that didn't really make sense, but yet it still had that impact on you to when you just changed your mind and didn't want to do it anymore. So what this does is when you put this in when you put a timer on there, and let's say even if you only want to do like 20 minutes, that allows your mind to say, okay, I'm only going to do 20 minutes and that's it. Even if you go in and get started and get excited and you lose track of time, it's just a matter of trying to get that first step in there to where you actually have the energy to actually stand up and go do it. So that's what this does for me. It switches my mindset and gets me up and motivated to actually go in and do it, because once I get started, I'm good and there's nothing holding me back. So I'm hoping that a lot of these things are kind of connecting with you. You guys are going to have to really play around with these things, start getting consistent, find that prime time for yourself, and consistently on every day go after it and do what it is that, gets you excited, whatever it is that gets you creative and motivated and energized. And even if you're only able to do a half hour, or if you're only able to do an hour a week or an hour a day, think about that. After 5 days, just doing Monday through Friday and not even worried about Saturday, not even including Saturday and Sunday, that's an extra 5 hours that you had this week. And if you think about it, that's probably 5 hours more than you did last week or the week before that or the month before that. And if you are able to get consistent with this, you are just going to be able to create so much more, and you're going to find so much more excitement in your life because it's something that you're truly passionate about. It's something that you're gonna be able to pour your heart into and get excited. And you're going to be able to look back at it and say, you know what, I'm not wasting that time because I was able to create this and this, and I was able to build this. And it's something that's just going to get you so excited and juiced that you're just not going to want to turn back. So I'm hoping that you guys got a lot out of this. I'm hoping that you guys are enjoying everything. If you guys liked it, let me know. If there's anything that you didn't like, let me know again. And if there's anything that you didn't quite understand or you'd like me to go deeper on, or you have any questions or comments, or you want to, like I said, you want to dive deeper, let me know. And if there's anything holding you guys back, any struggles or any obstacles that you guys are seeing in your way or that you're having trouble, let me know. And I will try to address them, try to come up with ideas and concepts for you guys in the future. And thanks for watching. I want you guys to go out there, get creative, get consistent, and start using your time wisely, and use it wisely for you to go after all of those achievements. And I want you guys to be successful in your own way. Everybody has their own definition of what success looks like for them. So I want you to go after that, and hopefully this time mastery ideas and concepts will help you to go after that, regardless of what it is. You don't have to do my way of things. You don't have to, I'm not saying you should go out there and work for the 18 hours that you're awake, but whatever it is that you're wanting to do and that gets you excited and that makes you happy, I think you should go after and at least try. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will catch you guys next week.